Hey, Matt Krieger here with Custom Rate Mortgage. Today, I want to go over the DSCR loan with you. I want to tell you what it is and how you can apply it to grow your rental portfolio for real estate. I know a lot of people say, oh, I can't invest in real estate because all the good deals are off market. It's absolutely not true. I'm going to use an example of a house that sat on the market for over 3 weeks and show you how this DSCR loan works to generate you income and grow your rental portfolio. First off, what is a DSCR loan? Right? DSCR stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. Debt service is the amount that you owe the bank each month to cover the loan. All right, that's going to include your principal, your interest, your taxes, your insurance, and if there's any HOA fees, that's going to be included in there as well. Okay, the coverage ratio just simply states, does the rent that you're generating from this income property cover your debt service? Okay, so if you have a property that your payment on that property is $2,000 a month and the rent on that property is $2,000 a month, that means that the rent is covering the mortgage, and that's how you actually qualify for this loan. Okay, so this is great for people who do not have a high income job that's able to afford two properties at once, or to qualify for two properties at once if they own their own home, such as maybe like a teacher or something along those lines, where, hey, maybe I saved up some money, I have money for a down payment, I want to invest in real estate, but I'm just not going to be able to, on paper, cover two mortgages. Well, the DSCR loan allows the rent to qualify for the mortgage. So now that you know what a DSCR loan is, I want to show you a real life example of a property. It just closed 3 weeks ago here in St. Petersburg. That would have been a slam dunk for a DSCR loan. Okay, so if you take a look at this property right here, this property was sitting on the market for 23 days. It was on the market for 23 days without an offer. This property eventually did get an offer and ended up closing on the 30th of October. That's just 3 weeks ago. So this property was listed at $399,000 and it ended up closing at $355,000. It's a duplex. There's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath on each side of the duplex. Okay, the rental rates, these actually were already rented out, so this isn't even a question of how much could it rent for. These were already rented out long term. The first unit was rented out for $1,800 a month. The second unit was rented out for $1,913 a month, for a grand total of $3,713 a month in income. So for this example, we're going to use $355,000 sales price as the price of the home. And we are going to assume that the buyer has put 25% down, which is very common with DSCR. You can actually go down to 20% down, but for those instances, you do have to be a seasoned investor. So at 25% down, we can kind of include maybe first-time investors as well. Also, it's going to help with your pricing a little bit. So with 25% down and with the taxes on this property, which were $4,489, and estimated insurance, I just put at $3,000 a year, our total payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance for this property would be $2,285.13. And as I just said, this property rents out already for $3,713. So the rental income way more covers the debt service on this property. Not only that, but once you pay off the debt service, you're getting a cash flow of $1,427.87 per month. So let's take it a step further and see what kind of return we're getting on this investment deal. Okay, so with the down payment and all your closing costs, your reserves, your escrows, things like that, you're looking at a total of about $105,000 that you're going to be coming out of pocket in order to purchase this home. Okay, so this means on a yearly basis, when you do your ROI, this property is returning you over 16% on the money that you've invested. And I don't care who you are, that is a huge win. So let me sum it up this way. Right now, we are in a little bit of a weird frozen real estate market. And usually when we see the masses doing one thing, investors usually do the opposite, right? A few years ago, when there were multiple offers on every property and people were waiving their appraisals, they were paying $50,000 out of cash in order to get a home Why would you do that? And right now, we actually have things on sale. I mean, negotiations are at a premium. The house that I just showed you was listed at $399,000, and they ended up accepting an offer for $355,000. Right? This is the time where investors make their deals and make their money. So if you have investors, if you are an investor and you want to capitalize on this strategy, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Matt Krieger. I'm with Custom Rate Mortgage, and we'll see you on the next one.